Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you?
As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime, and it makes me sad.
I am a mother. I am a mother. I am a sister. I am an actor and an entertainer, and I like Hollywood endings. I like when the good guy, or in this case, the good girl wins.
You guys get out of control sometimes.
Do you have any comments about P. Diddy, the allegations?
Go back up, look, don't lean. Your sign, don't lean. Ignite your sign.
Diddy turned 50 in 2019. Beyoncé wished him a happy birthday on Instagram and showed up at his party with Jay-Z. In a video recorded at the party, Beyoncé danced alongside Kelly Rowland and Saweetie. In the same video, Jay-Z was seemingly seen snatching a phone away from another guest filming them.
We are so happy to be standing here on this stage as proud country Texas women supporting and celebrating the one and only Vice President Kamala Harris.
So Ricky Gervais is back at it again, calling out Hollywood and exposing some of the biggest names in the industry. But this time he's taking it a step further and coming for Diddy's celebrity friends who also happen to be Kamala Harris supporters. Now, if you've been paying attention to Ricky over the years, you know he's never been one to hold back on calling out the hypocrisy in Hollywood, especially at those award shows where he's roasted everyone from A-list actors to powerful executives and even royalty.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So... even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know. You're nearly 50, son.
But now the stakes seem higher because Ricky's dropping hints about a list of Hollywood folks allegedly tied to Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy. And here's the thing. Some of Hollywood's biggest stars, the very same ones who've been preaching to us about morality and telling us who to vote for, were rubbing elbows with people like Diddy and even Epstein back in the day. So Ricky's now trying to expose how some of the same celebs who hang out with known predators are also big supporters of people like Kamala Harris. We've seen stars like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, J-Lo, Oprah, and Leonardo DiCaprio all aligning with Kamala and putting on this front as if they're on some moral high ground, lecturing the rest of us on social issues and who we should be voting for. But hold up, these are the same celebs who've been in the same circles as people with serious, dark allegations against them. Take Jay-Z and Beyoncé. As much as they're trying to hide it now, the receipts are out there, and it's not a conspiracy that these two were close with Diddy for years. They've been attending his parties for years, and just months before Cassie dropped her lawsuit last year, Jay-Z was out here publicly praising Diddy and calling him a role model. But get this, now that Diddy's trial is approaching, Jay-Z is not only staying silent on all the allegations about his friend, but he reportedly banned his employees from even discussing him. So here's the tea. According to Media Takeout, Jay-Z's close friend and former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey ordered all employees at Tidal they're not even allowed to bring up Jay-Z's name in the conversation. Dorsey is one of the board members of Block Inc., the parent company of Tidal, and inside sources told Media Takeout that they received stern warnings from management that they shouldn't mention Jay-Z on internal company forums like mail or messaging system Slack. And we can't ignore the timing of it all. The speculation about Jay-Z's ties to Diddy's freak-off parties is growing by the day, and with Diddy's trial being just 6 months away, you already know Jay-Z's crisis team is in panic mode right now. It's also interesting how Jay-Z has been laying low for months, and despite being one of the biggest donors to Kamala Harris's campaign, he was too scared to show his face at her rally. So Beyoncé had to bring Kelly Rowland as her +1.
Houston, we are grabbing back the pen. We are grabbing back the pen. That pen to forge a new path with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We are grabbing back the pen to write a new American story, a story of community, of equality, strength, of kindness, and of hope.
Now let's talk about another rumored Diddy accomplice, J-Lo. She had a lot to say at Kamala's rally and talked about how she's there not as a celebrity, but as a mother.
We all want a world where our kids feel safe and free and valued by their president, because whoever leads this country matters. That's how we make the greatest America. Because I remember growing up thinking My president cared about me, cared about my parents, cared about my neighbors and my community. Not just some Americans, but all Americans. I believe that our kids and this wonderfully progressive, innovative, and inclusive young generation deserve that too. And it is in our hands. It's our responsibility to provide that for them. I am a mother. I am a sister. I am an actor and an entertainer, and I like Hollywood endings.
But as a mother, why hasn't J-Lo spoken out against her ex Diddy, especially now with all these recent lawsuits from his alleged victims as young as 9, 10, and 13?
Combs then abruptly pushed plaintiff down and said words to the effect of, "You have to do some stuff you don't want to do sometimes." Now, the next part of the complaint is just incredibly graphic. I'm not going to repeat it here, but essentially John Doe claims that Combs and then he lost consciousness. 10 years old. Quote, "When plaintiff awoke, he began crying immediately. Plaintiff's pants were undone, and then he says that his private areas hurt badly."
By the way, photos recently resurfaced showing J-Lo partying with Diddy on the same night Diddy allegedly raped a 13-year-old. The party happened right after the 2000 MTV VMAs in NYC, and you can see J-Lo in a tense conversation with Diddy. And the reason these photos are blowing up online now is because they were taken on September 7th, 2000, the same night Diddy allegedly R-worded a 13-year-old girl in front of 2 unnamed celebrities. According to the latest lawsuit filed by lawyer Tony Busby, Diddy allegedly aggressively approached the girl with a crazed look in his eyes before raping her. The lawsuit also claims that an unnamed male celebrity also that night, while Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity watched. Now, just to be clear, there's nothing in this lawsuit that suggests the female celebrity could be J-Lo, but that hasn't stopped fans from speculating that J-Lo had to have known, or at least heard rumors about Diddy's behavior long before any of this went public. And even if the female celebrity mentioned in the lawsuit isn't J-Lo, you'd think she'd be quick to deny knowing anything about these disturbing allegations against Diddy. But so far, she hasn't even tried to clear her name. Now let's switch gears and talk about Leonardo DiCaprio, who allegedly had ties to both Diddy and Epstein's inner circle. And yet he's one of the loudest voices pushing social causes and environmental issues. He also endorsed Kamala Harris for president and lectured working class people on who they should vote for.
Her focus was to stress the need to get out and vote. Also with them was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Each and every one of you can make a difference by doing a simple thing. And that's getting to the polls to vote, because every vote counts.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris rallied in Michigan with former First Lady Michelle Obama.
The next president of the United States, Kamala Harris!
2 extremely different visions that he and I have for our nation. One, his, focused on the past and himself. The other, ours, focused on the future and you and your family.
And let's not forget Oprah. She was besties with the likes of Harvey Weinstein and Diddy's buddy Russell Simmons. And her reputation in Hollywood is not exactly as someone whose judgment you should trust.
Rose McGowan took to Twitter to call out Oprah. Over the weekend, she tweeted, "I'm glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She's as fake as they come. #Lizard." Multiple women have accused Russell Simmons of sexual assault and misconduct. Last year, Oprah resigned as executive producer from a 2020 documentary about the accusations following a concerted public pressure campaign from 50 Cent and Simmons himself to discredit the film.
So now Ricky Gervais is back at it again, poking at the fact that these celebs have played a huge role in public influence. During election cycles, they were all over social media telling all of us what's right and who we should be supporting. But Ricky's basically asking, how much weight should we give to their opinions when they've been friends with literal predators and PDF files? One fan on X shared this video of Ricky clowning celebs and wrote, "Must watch. Ricky Gervais just destroyed every one of those P. Diddy left woke celebrities endorsing Kamala. This is priceless."
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime, and it makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. and you don't want that.
And keep in mind, Ricky didn't just jump on the anti-Hollywood train. He's been throwing shade at celebrities for years and even hinting that they're all complicit in some of the crimes against young ones. To give you just one example, a while back, Ricky tweeted this after his show Afterlife didn't receive an Emmy nomination. Afterlife didn't get nominated for an Emmy this year, but this did, Outstanding Live Variety Special, the 77th Annual Golden Globe Awards. That's some conciliation, I guess. So, thanks Hollywood. Oh, and stop effing kids. Cheers. And now Ricky seems to be sending out a warning to Kamala Harris and everyone who voted for her. He's basically hinting that if you're taking advice or support from these Hollywood celebs, you should probably do some research on what these people get up to behind closed doors. Oh, and let's not get it twisted. Ricky is no Trump supporter either, and a quick Google search will show you Trump was also rubbing shoulders with Epstein for years. And let's not forget that Trump said he'd release the Epstein flight logs if he became president. But do you think he'll actually follow through on that promise?
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Now, Kennedy's interesting because it's so many years ago. You know, they do that for danger, too, because, you know, it endangers certain people, et cetera, et cetera. So Kennedy is very different from the Epstein thing. But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
So what's your take on Ricky Gervais calling out Hollywood and its hypocrisy? And how do you feel about all these famous Diddy and Epstein friends telling you who to vote for? Let me know in the comments and make sure you don't miss out on this next video.